All right, folks, imagine this. It's 1986, and the airwaves are suddenly exploding with this raw, fist-pumping howl about getting shot through the heart by some devious darling who turns love into a four-letter word you'd rather not repeat in polite company. Yeah, You Give Love a Bad Name by Bon Jovi crashes onto the scene like a leather-jacketed meteor, dragging the whole hair metal circus into the mainstream spotlight. But here's the sneaky bit nobody shouts about. This anthem of betrayal wasn't born in some smoky Jersey bar brawl. It was stitched together from the scraps of a forgotten flop, with a little help from a songwriting wizard who basically turned romantic wreckage into gold. Stick around, because we're peeling back the layers on this beast, from its dodgy origins to the chaos it unleashed. And trust me, there's enough buried drama here to make even the most jaded rock fan raise an eyebrow. Let's rewind to the ignition point, where this track sparks to life like a faulty amp in a thunderstorm. Picture John Bon Jovi and Richie Sambora, these two Jersey boys grinding it out after their first two albums fizzled like flat soda. Decent, but not exactly setting the world on fire. Their labels breathing down their necks, whispering sweet nothings about needing hits or hitting the bricks. Enter Desmond Child, this hit-making mercenary who's already sprinkled magic dust on Kiss and Aerosmith. Desmond shows up at John's parents' house. Yeah, because nothing says rock stardom like brainstorming in your childhood basement, with this killer title rattling around in his skull. You Give Love a Bad Name. But wait, it gets weirder. This wasn't some divine inspiration from a bad breakup. It was recycled from a tune he'd penned for Bonnie Tyler, that gravel-voiced Welsh powerhouse behind Total Eclipse of the Heart. Originally called If You Were a Woman and I Was a Man, it bombed harder than a lead balloon in the States, barely scraping the charts because the promo machine decided to take a nap. Desmond, not one to let a good hook gather dust, hauls it out, flips the gender script, and bam! Suddenly it's about this angelic temptress with a devil's grin, promising heaven but delivering a one-way ticket to heartbreak hell. John and Richie jump in, tweaking lyrics over pizza and probably a few brews, turning it into this explosive rant where an angel's smile is what you sell, you promise me heaven, then put me through hell. Clever, right? It's basically the rock equivalent of yelling false advertising at your ex. And here's a cheeky aside. What if they'd kept the original title? Bon Jovi belting out gender-bending anthems in the 80s, talk about giving conservatism a bad name, would have been glorious chaos, but nah, they went with the punchy betrayal vibe, and thank the rock gods for that. Now zoom in on the album saga, because You Give Love a Bad Name doesn't just float alone. It's the spearhead of Slippery When Wet, Bon Jovi's third swing at the big leagues, and oh boy was their launch drama bubbling under the surface. The band packs up and heads to Vancouver, holing up at Little Mountain Sound Studios with producer Bruce Fairbairn, this Canadian wizard who's got a knack for polishing rough edges into arena-shaking gems. They're writing 30 songs, testing them on local teens like some bizarre focus group. Imagine a bunch of pimply kids in acid-washed jeans giving thumbs up or down to future classics. Living on a Prayer makes the cut, Wanted Dead or Alive too, but You Give Love a Bad Name is the opener, the one that screams, we're not messing around anymore. The title? Straight from a seedy Vancouver strip club visit, where the floors were so slick from God knows what that the band kept slipping, hence Slippery When Wet. Subtle as a sledgehammer, but it's stuck. Recording's intense, John's pushing his vocals to that raspy edge, Richie's guitars snarling like caged beasts, and Desmond's there ensuring the hooks are sharper than a switchblade. But the real fireworks? The album cover Fiasco. They shoot this provocative pic of a busty model in a soaking wet yellow t-shirt, nipples practically waving hello, pure 80s cheese. Label execs freak out, visions of Walmart bands dancing in their heads, yelling about sexism and lost sales. John hates the pink border anyway, calls it too girly for their macho image. So, in a panic, they grab a black garbage bag, spray it wet, and finger trace the title in the condensation. Boom, iconic minimalism born from sheer desperation. Launch day rolls around August 18th, 1986, and You Give Love a Bad Name drops as the lead single on July 23rd, backed by Raise Your Hands. It's Mercury Records gambling big, and the drama? Whispers of the band being on the chopping block if it flops. Spoiler, it doesn't. But imagine if that wet t-shirt made it would have given Pearl Clutchers a bad name for decades. Fast forward to the Ascent to legend, where this song catapults Bon Jovi from opening act nobodies to stadium-filling demigods. It blasts onto the Billboard Hot 100, clawing its way to number 1 on November 29, 1986, their first chart topper, knocking off everything in its path like a runaway tour bus. Cashbox crowns it too, and it cracks. Top 10s worldwide. Number 2 in Canada, number 5 in the Netherlands, even number 14 in the UK, where the Brits were still sniffing at American hair metal. The music video? Shot at LA's Olympic Auditorium by Wayne Isham, the guy behind Motley Crue's Wild Clips. It's all concert footage, full color, while the rest of the album's vids are black and white. John's leaping around like a caffeinated gazelle, hair defying gravity, the band painted on the stage as a surprise by their manager Doc McGee. Rivalry alert, Bon Jovi were opening for 38 Special at the time, but this vid screams, "We're the headliners now." Tour kicks off. The Slippery When Wet trek from 86 to 87, selling out arenas, with fans screaming "Shot Through the Heart" like it's a battle cry. And the ripple? This track mainstreams hair metal, pulling in the ladies who weren't into the boy club vibe before. Suddenly, it's okay for girls to crank up the volume without apology. Critics? Cashbox calls it a jackhammer single. Billboard praises the aggression, but later some snark it as sub-meat loaf lyrics with Aquanet. VH1 ranks it number 20 on Best Hard Rock Songs, and it bags noms at the Billboard Video Music Conference. Absurd what if, suppose it tanks! Bon Jovi fades into obscurity, and the 80s lose a chunk of their soundtrack. Instead, it sells millions, certifying the band as unbreakable. But the real fun's in the enduring impact and quirky aftermath, where You Give Love a Bad Name refuses to fade like last night's hangover. Culturally, it's etched into the zeitgeist, parodied everywhere from cartoons to rom-coms, that chorus becoming shorthand for any dodgy romance. Blake Lewis belts it on American Idol in 2007, shoving it back to number 29 on the Hot 100. Fast forward to 2024, it hits 1 billion Spotify streams, joining the elite club like it's no big deal. Covers? Endless punk bands thrash it, pop stars soften it, even a weird connection to Ava Max's Kings and Amp Queens in 2020, where folks spot the melody echo and Desmond gets a nod. Quirky tributes. It's in video games like Rock Band, where you can shred along, or weird fan theories linking it to Doctor Who characters. River Song as the bad name giver. Hilarious. And the lyrics' roots? That "Chains of Love Got a Hold on Me" line twists the old soul motif into metal bondage, while "Paint Your Smile on Your Lips, Blood Red Nails on Your Fingertips" paints this vixen as a glamorous assassin. Obscure nugget. Despite the "Shot Through the Heart" hook, it's got zero ties to Bon Jovi's earlier track of the same name. Talk about giving coincidences a bad name. Ripple effects? It helps glam metal cross over, paving the way for Poison and Warrant, but also draws fire for cheesiness. Satirical swipe. In a world of brooding grunge, this shiny optimism was like showing up to a funeral in sequins. Yet it endures, popping up in ads, weddings, ironically, and even Polish charts in 2017. What if it inspired a rom-com franchise? Bad Name Boulevard, starring jilted lovers everywhere. Nah, but seriously, it's certified 5x platinum in the US, 2x in the UK, and keeps raking in royalties like a slot machine on steroids, without the roids, of course. So there you have it, the wild ride of You Give Love a Bad Name, from basement brainstorm to billion-stream behemoth, with enough twists to knot your guitar strings. If this tale of recycled hooks, cover kerfuffles and chart conquests got your blood pumping, smash that like button harder than Richie hits a power chord. Subscribe for more rock lore that digs deeper than a mosh pit. And drop a comment. Who's the real villain in your bad love story? Until next time, keep rocking, keep questioning, and remember, sometimes the best hits come from the worst heartbreaks. Boom!